Happy New Year's, everybody. We're now in the beautiful, hopefully, 2026. And you know, with any New Year's rolling around, it is common to do some New Year's resolutions. And one of my New Year's resolutions this year is to start shit in a very passive-aggressive way. And if you've been following along for a while, I think there is no secret that I hate my neighbor. Because this particular neighbor has been hammering day and night for almost every single day that I've lived in this apartment right here. I moved into this apartment at the start of September, and we're now in January, and he's been hammering for almost every single day. Just hammering. Like sometimes he will do a little bit of drilling, a little bit of sawing, but I would say for 90% of the time, he is hammering. So the big question has been, what is he hammering? Because mind you, his apartment is the same size as my apartment, which is a teeny tiny studio apartment. And we don't have wooden walls. We have wooden flooring, but you wouldn't really use nails with wooden flooring, not in this modern day of time. And you wouldn't really use nails to like renovate the kitchen in this modern day of time. No, I don't even have a hammer. I don't use nails. What is he hammering? That has been the big old question. And I've gotten a lot of potential answers that are quite funny and quite scary. I love them all. So thank you for that. But we still have no resolution to this. And if you're asking, Nora, why don't you just talk to your neighbor out in the hallway? Well, I've only seen my neighbor out in the hallway 2 times. One time in September and one time in October. And he didn't really make eye contact with me. He didn't say hello. It was just like, there's my neighbor. Okay. And after that, I have not seen him out in the hallway. And I know he's here. I can hear him. I know he's here. And not to sound like a creep or anything, but I cannot hear him open or close his door either. Because you can hear that quite clearly out in the hallway. And I've not even heard or seen him carry his supplies in and out of his apartment either. So I'm just like, what is going on? And if you're asking if I'm gonna knock at his door to ask what's up, I'm not gonna do that. Because again, I don't know him. And also, I'm not that socially skilled to knock on a stranger's door and be like, what are you doing? And not sound creepy. You know, I'm gonna be the creepy neighbor and I can't have that. Not in 2026. That is not the year of Nora being the creepy neighbor. That is the year of Nora starting shit passive-aggressively online. Alright? So that was a quick old lore recap. And now, I'm gonna build my neighbor's apartment how I think it is. We're gonna find out the mystery together. What is he doing? What does the apartment look like? Why is he hammering all day and night? Why? We're gonna find that out today by building his apartment in The Sims 4. Hope that was clear. So let's start, shall we? Oh, we freaking shall. So, first of all, we have to make my apartment to make my neighbor's apartment. Because that is a big part of the story. Me and my apartment in agonizing pain every single day. And our apartment is on a floor that is not on the first floor. Which floor is it? Nobody knows. But let's see, I'm just gonna make a big old box. And we're gonna make my teeny tiny studio apartment. So, okay, let's start with the kitchen. And the kitchen is over here somewhere. So I have a fridge. And then what else do I have? I have counters, and they are white with a wooden top, and they are very plain, as you can see. So what are we gonna go for this one? I mean, that's the closest that we have, sadly. All right, and then I have my dishwasher, a good old sink, then a stove, and then I have a microwave on there, and that's my beautiful kitchen. And then right here, I have a dining table, which is actually like this, but just in a small version. But of course, we do not have that in The Sims. I'm gonna go with this one, with some plain old good old chairs, and everything is from IKEA. Just everything, every single bit. I took one trip to IKEA, and that was it for Nora. She couldn't handle it anymore. And then my beautiful bed, that is also from IKEA. That one is right over here with a nighttime table, but as you say in the region, a bedside table. No, we do not say that in the region. We say not wood. Sort of like so. And that means that my apartment is much, much smaller. I see. It's a little bit too big, actually, but sort of like so. And right over here, I have my beautiful desk, which is one of those up and down desks, so you can stand and work. I have not done that once, but it sort of looks like this, but not really. Oh, and then my beautiful pink chair. It's pink and white. Like that? I'm sure. Not really, but kind of. Then my computer. I do not have white screens, because I'm not that fancy, but I do have a pink old mat, so that is something. And right over here, I have a little shelving system that I keep all my secrets in, aka a lot of cords and a lot of stuff. And that means that the walls need to go in like that. No, one more in. Boom. Then I do also have some shelves over here. One of these cubby situations. And how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 and 6. In real life, they're not that tall. But okay, I will take that. And they're pushed right up against the bed. So it needs to go like that. But that doesn't make any sense because my nighttime table is also pushed against the wall. Whatever. It's sort of like that. And then my bathroom is sort of over here. But I do not have that much space. I tell you that. I have like one tile of a wall right there. But my table is sort of over here because you could walk through here and walk through there. And I do not have 3 chairs, by the way. I'm not that rich. I can tell you that too. I can only afford 3 chairs, people. But alright, it's sort of like so. And then I have a teeny tiny closet situation right here with also a teeny tiny entryway moment, which is not that big. So it's sort sorta... Oh, it has to be like so, actually. It's not that in real life, but in The Sims, it has to be like so. And then the bathroom goes out like so. I do not have that big of a bathroom. What in the what? Oh, I'm so confused right now. Oh, but now comes the moment. The door situation in my entryway. This is my everyday nightmare, okay? I deal with this every day and I hate it because my closet door is over here. And then my front door is over here. My bathroom door is over here. And my sliding door, that sliding door over there, is sort of like right there. So that means when I open the bathroom door and I already have my closet door open, they will knock together. And if I have a person standing in this entryway and I'm just like, oh, hold on a minute, I need to grab something from my closet, that door will smush the person waiting for me in the entryway. And if somebody needs to go to the bathroom too, it's a whole mess. Only one person can be in the entryway at one time. All right, I wish I could change up that entryway. But anyways, it's sort of like that. Let me put in my wallpaper, which is plain all white. My flooring, it is sort of like this. And the flooring used to be like so, by the way. But we had to sleep. We had to sleep on the floor because of the water damage. And now it's like so. Ta-ta. Beautiful. What am I going to do about the bathroom? It's not that big at all. Oh. Alright, I did some maneuvering here and there, and it seems like more of the size. It's still too big, by the way. I do not have that much space, I tell ya. Right. I do not. But this is the best I can do with what we have. Alright, so in the bathroom, I have my very, very old shower right there. That looks exactly like that. And then I have a toilet. Looks something like so. With also a good old sink and a mirror. And then my washing machine is right over there. And no, I do not have a dryer, which sometimes I wish I had. Because when I put up the clothing rack, it takes up the entire apartment. Whoa. Okay. And then also for this apartment that I kind of forgot, I have a balcony that I've not been on one single time. Not once. Because I got this apartment in September and that's when it's too cold to be outside. So, and it's also not that much to do out there, I gotta say. So we have one lonely balcony with some very old flooring that I need to fix one day. But not now. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful apartment. And now I think it's time to decorate this apartment. I do really think it's the time. So first off, what is very, very important for this apartment is that between me and my neighbor, we have some glass windows, some tinted glass windows, and I will come back to that later on. But there you go, we have that. Remember those tinted windows. And back to the bathroom we go, and above my washing machine, I have a little cabinet with also a roll of toilet paper. That is always there, people. And then right here, I have some hampers, 2 of them. They're actually connected, but you know. And here also comes one of my big annoyances in my day-to-day life. And that is the shelving system. Because one of the shelves is right here, and then the other shelf is right here. Which means that you can never ever open this side of the cabinet. I don't know why the previous owners did that, but they did that. And if you're asking, Nora, why don't you just take it down? Well, that is because they screwed the shelves into the tiles. So if I take them down, I will just have a big old hole in the tiles. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't have the time or the money to fix that, or the knowledge. I don't know. So I just have to live with that until I find out what to do. It's just a big old mess, people. Anyways, I have a towel over here. And then I have my beautiful bath mat for the splashy splashy zone. Then above my toilet, I have my towels, like so. With also my toilet cleaner and a toilet roll. And I also have a teeny tiny trash bin. Kind of looks like that. And that was my bathroom, people. Very standard and boring. Just how I want it to be. Alright, and then out in the hallway, I have one of these that I use as my little clothing rack item place. And right over in this corner, we have a closet of some sort that actually fits in there, but this one doesn't. And that's where I have all my winter coats. You know, it's beautiful. And then in my closet, that is already teeny tiny, I have a water heater that is about this size, and it takes up half of the closet. So that is perfect when you already have a teeny tiny closet. You just smack in a water heater. So now you have even less space, but it sort of looks like so with my clothes. But anyways, by this door over here, as you can see, I have my little trilly trolley cart with some stuff on that. And I think I'm gonna use this trilly trolley cart. Now mine is a lot skinnier, so I need to push that into the wall. And then I'm gonna put on my little knickety knacks that is on there, with also some teeny tiny little pictures above that. And my telephone, my beautiful telephone that I can't remove. And also my want to believe poster. That is right here. And then also on this wall I have a painting, which is a lot bigger. But no, I don't think the painting is bigger. I think the wall is smaller. But you know, by my desk I also have a computer right there. And then I also have my trusty dusty water bottle that I've had since 2018. And I've used it every day since that. Okay, so we have this one, but we don't have that in yellow. And I think that is important here. My yellow water bottle. So what about this one? Yeah, okay, sure. And then I also have my coffee mug with me, so I can have that one. Perfect. And then on my desk I also have my Animal Crossing switch that is about that color. Not really, but also some random stuff. That's all I have on my desk, really. Oh, and then behind my wall, I have these sound panels. I don't know how to recreate that. Ooh, maybe I can take one of these. Kinda looks like that, but not really. Can have that up in white. Make some beautiful sound panels. Just sort of like so. And then on my shelves, oh my gosh, I have some boxes, some random books, more random boxes, some books again, and then some stationery stuff. Then I also have some random old papers on there. And I think that is it really that I have on there. I haven't organized it yet. I kind of forgot about that. But one day it will be a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing place, but not today. Anyways, besides here, I have a cart that is not that fancy, but I have a little rolling cart. And I always have some makeup on that because I have nowhere else to place it, people. Then on my nighttime table, I always have some books. And then I have some headphones because if you're gonna live in this place, you need some noise cancelling headphones, alright? Plus my lamp. That kind of looks like this actually. Oh, and then above my bed, I have a big old canvas painting of the Great Wave. So maybe I can just use that. I mean, it doesn't look like that at all, but there you go. Then I can put up my blinds. That is the most expensive thing about this apartment. It's the blinds because they're customized to the windows and they can go up and down and sideways and frontways and I don't know. They're just fancy like that. But by the kitchen, you can't really see it right now. But I have a coffee machine, a kettle, and a flower of some sort. Now I have a Christmas tree over there, but I usually have a flower. So a kettle, then a coffee machine. I mean, I have an espresso machine, a teeny tiny one, which I love so much because it has been with me for years and years and years now. Like I've had it when I was a student. I bring it with me on trips. It has lived with me when I was living at home and now it's here. It's a good old functional guy. Oh. And that, believe it or not, was my whole apartment. It looks kind of empty in The Sims, but that is because it's a lot smaller in real life. So in real life, it doesn't look that empty because it's a lot smaller. And I also have a windowsill right here that I put stuff on, but you know. Oh, and then we can't forget my fan. My fan. A little Mark the Shark hat on it. How am I gonna represent him? Just like so? I mean, sure. Oh, and then by the bed right here, I do also have a pink old fuzzy rug. It's kind of like that. No, actually, it's like that. In The Sims, it looks pretty strange to have the carpet like so. Or the rug, I mean. But in real life, it doesn't look that strange. But okay, my apartment. Wow. Wowee. All right. So now we're gonna take this apartment and just flip it around like so. No, we're not gonna do that. We have to make our own apartment. I see. So we just need to flip it to maybe about there. We're gonna make it the same shebang and shabu as we have. And it's on the first floor. And there you go. I replicated the apartment to the best of my abilities. And I also made a little hallway out here. So that is very important for the story. Because out in the hallway, I can oftentimes see some frickety paint cans out there. And I know it's renovating something. I can see the paint cans. And sometimes, for some reason, people leave the paint cans over here too. In my eye view. Here's a picture of it. I took a very creepy picture. Out of my peephole. I saw those paint cans and I got angry. But anyways, let's make my neighbor's apartment. And one of the great theories about what my neighbor is doing is that he's putting up a lot of different types of wooden walls and wooden floorings. And he just doesn't know what he want to go for. So he's just trying them all out. So I am going to give him a bunch of different types of wallpaper, wooden walls, and also a lot of different types of wooden floorings. It's everywhere. And I'm also just going to give him these studio walls because he's obviously not done. He's never gonna be done, ever. And then for the kitchen, I'm also just gonna give him this awful flooring because he's obviously not done with the kitchen either. Just sort of like so. I mean, this is just how I imagined it. Alright, just like so. He doesn't know what he wants, he's trying them all out. And then another theory about what he's doing is that he's trying to put up walls in his apartment, his teeny tiny apartment. But he doesn't really know how to do it, but he's trying his best. So therefore, I'm gonna put up a wall right here and a wall right here too, and take away these walls. Boom shamalam, my neighbor is trying to make some new walls. It's not working out though. And now, remember when I talked about these frosted windows that separates me from my neighbor? You remember that? Well, I do. Because in the evenings, or at 4 o'clock, because it gets so dark so quickly out here, I will, lay in my merry bed over here, just scrolling on my phone, doing whatever. I don't have a couch, so my bed is my couch. And through my window, I can see disco lights coming from my neighbors. And I can see it all because of those gosh darn tinted windows. And that happens often. So I do believe that my neighbor has a big old TV and he also has a big old stereo because I can hear the music. Which, by the way, would be okay if I had a normal neighbor. Some music here and there, not a problem. But it's just the music in the addition to the hammering where I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the worst neighbor ever. He's making all types of noise. And I'm also gonna give him a disco ball because the lights that is coming out from his apartment is insane. It's like bam, 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 bam. What is he doing? And by the way, when the flashing lights comes on in the evenings, I can hear no sound, no people talking, no music playing. It's just the disco lights. And I'm just like, is he just sitting alone in his apartment with the disco lights on? Is that what he's doing? I need to know. Like, seriously, I need to know. Oh. But anyways, now on to theory number 3. My neighbor is making his own furniture. His own wooden furniture. Which, I mean, okay. Maybe that's what he's doing. Could be a possibility. So therefore, I'm gonna give him the wooden coffee table with also a fan because it must get musty as heck in there. And then on that coffee table, I'm gonna give him a collection of hammers because he must have a lot of hammers. I've heard them all. And I'm also just gonna give him some more knickety knacks and some wooden statues. Which is also one of the theories, by the way, that is making his wooden statues and selling them on the deep dark web. And I'm also just gonna give him the fish for some reason. And then let's also plop in the wooden couch and the awful wooden table, which by the way, I'm not gonna give him nice wooden furniture here, okay? I refuse to believe that he makes nice wooden furniture. I refuse to believe it because he's hammering all through the night. He got no respect for nobody. And those people do not make nice furniture. Then I'm also just gonna give him some awful chairs. There you go. And then I think his nice wooden bed is gonna be right over here with a wooden wardrobe. Now this is way too nice for him, but there you go. And then for the kitchen, people. The kitchen. I think for his kitchen, he again doesn't really know what he wants. So he's trying it all out. I'm just gonna give him a lot of different options over here. In every single style, every single color. He's just gonna get it all. And then you know what? My neighbor, he doesn't have time to cook and prepare meals. No, he does not. So he has a mini fridge and a microwave on top of that fridge because he doesn't have time to cook, okay? He's just hammering. But I am gonna give him a stove because he doesn't know how to remove that. And then of course, the piece of resistance for this kitchen is like a jillion coffee machines that he has. Because that is the only explanation why he has so much energy to be renovating all day, all night, every single day of the week. That is the only explanation why he has so much energy. It's all the coffee that he's drinking. I do believe that he doesn't sleep at all. Oh my gosh, my neighbor is a vampire. But anyways, back to the theory that my neighbor is actually making wooden stuff to sell online. Which I hope he's not, because that means he's gonna hammer on forever. But I'm gonna give him a very badly carved guitar, and a carved violin, and another one. Golly gosh, I hope that's not what he's doing. There's some more stuff over here. Just all the stuff crammed in. And he's also making some signs. He has some good old jolly ideas. And also, since my neighbor has been doing this for a while now, he needs to be motivated. And therefore, I'm gonna give him a motivational poster to keep his motivations up all through the nights. And also a poster of an energy drink, because that is his one true inspiration in life. And also a calendar so we can see how long he's been doing this. Again, for motivational purposes. And then also a workshop shelf, his beautiful nighttime table with his too nice of a clock, a wooden hand, and his most beloved, a hammer. I'm getting so annoyed at this. I do actually imagine that this is what his apartment looks like. It seriously is the only explanation. Like, come on. Then on top of here, we are also gonna have some shelves that he made himself with his beautiful wooden sculptures that he's making all the time. And then he also got a smoke alarm, which has thankfully never gone off, so that's good. And then also some more mess over here, with also another calendar, just to keep on track, just to make sure, with this beautiful art. Oh, and then for one of my favorite theories, is that my neighbor is making wooden shoes in his apartment. And I thought that was kind of funny and also kind of cute. But we do not have wooden clogs, wooden shoes. So we just have to deal with this. Bum. We're gonna have some more paint cans over here. And then, of course, a lot of planks just every which way. Because I don't see him walking in and out with those planks. So he must just be storing all of his planks in his apartment with a lot of just wooden bits everywhere. With also the piece of resistance, some energizing salsas everywhere, because he needs to keep energized when he's woodworking away. And then also some power zips, some more mail and mess on the floor, because I don't see him in the mail room either. Oh, and then right here, we're gonna have some big old boxes stacked on top of each other, filled with those energizing drinks, because he's stacking up people. And also some focus salsas. Yes, you gotta keep energized and focused, just every which way, every day, everywhere. I feel like I'm actually losing my marbles. But we're gonna put up some grime and some holes in his walls, because he's obviously not doing a good job. Alright, he can't be a good carpenter, because he's using so much time on absolutely nothing. Oh, and also the sawdust on the floor. He must have so much sawdust. And some paint splatters. Holy moly me. Look at the tarp and the newspapers. This is how he's living, people. And he doesn't have any curtains either. He does not have any curtains. I'm first to say he doesn't have any curtains. Alright, he does not. Then in his closet, he doesn't have any clothes, but he has some shelves, some woodworking shelves, some more holes out here, and some electrical stuff, I don't know. Then he also has a wooden bathroom. That is his latest project, alright? He's working on a little outhouse, suitable, and it's going swell, as you can see. And there is his welcome mat, full of paint and whatnot. Trubiauti, that is. And then for the bathroom, what are we gonna do for him in the bathroom? I mean, I'm gonna give him this bathtub. His makeshift bathtub with the wood. Yes, that's what he's gonna get. I mean, I could have gotten him this bathtub over here, but I feel like this is more him. With the shenanigans, with the water hose and all that. That is more him. And for toilet, I mean, come on, we gotta give him this toilet. And for the sink, you need a wooden sink. And I feel like this sink is too nice for him. And this one too. This one too, way too nice. I'm gonna give him this. He obviously made that himself. Come on, that screams my neighbor. And I'm also gonna put in a washing machine for him. I would assume that he has that. And I know I haven't painted in my walls, but don't you worry, I will not do that. And then then I'm gonna plop on a wooden mirror, give him some wooden shelves. There I go. A lone male in his bathroom. Oh, and then of course the cat poster. Just hang in that. He needs some motivation in the bathroom. We all do. And then of course, what is a bathroom without a carpenter's caddy? Gotta plop that in there. There's extra storage and a broom. And you know, my neighbor, he doesn't have the time or the space or the money for a hamper. He just puts his clothes on the floor and hopes for the best. That is what he does. I can sense it through my walls. Those are more sawdust. Yes, that is his bathroom, just how I imagined it. It's all clunky-dunky up in there. Oh. Anyways, time for the balcony. I don't have anything on my balcony, and I don't know what he has on his balcony because you can't really see anything through that. But I would imagine that he has a big old statue, which is too nice for him, but he made that. He had one lucky day. And then he just has some more random stuff right there. All just jumbled up. With of course some more power sips. You gotta be sipping away. Then we can have his working table. I think he has his saw out there. His electrical saw. But we don't really have that in the Sims, so there you go. Some more sawdust, some more planks, power sips, and his wooden caddy. And that, me friends, is my neighbor's apartment, all done it up. That is what it looks like with 100% accuracy. This is what it looks like. And actually, I am gonna give him some trash as well, because I haven't seen him at the trash room either. There you go, milk carton as well. Boom, my neighbor's apartment. And my apartment. Where did my fan go? What? Excuse you. Okay, by the way, my apartment in The Sims looks very plain and minimalistic. But in real life, it doesn't look like that. Because again, it is way smaller. Way smaller. And if you're asking yourself, Nora, why don't you do something more cool and funky? And the answer to that is, I don't have the money. I don't. I am gonna one day renovate the kitchen, get in some more funky stuff in here, but it takes time and it takes money, and I just don't have the time or the money. So that will be a future project. And also, right here, if you're wondering, I was gonna put up a shelf right here, but then I discovered that putting up shelves in these types of walls is nearly impossible. Yay! That's what's so difficult about this apartment, because this type of apartment has so many different types of walls. So some of them are like plaster walls, and then other ones are brick walls and stone walls and cement walls, I don't know. And I am used to wooden walls where you can just like hammer up a picture and that is it. But if you're gonna hang up a shelf or something in this apartment, you need to be an astrophysicist. I don't know. Difficult to the max. So, my apartment. All right, what am I talking about now? I don't know. What am I gonna do with the rest of the stuff? Because I can't just have a floating apartment that I can loot. And I don't know how it really looks in my... Oh, hold on. Because I do think that this is sort of how it looks like. So we got one apartment building over here, one over here, one over there, one over there. And then there is like this middle part. And in the middle, what is in the middle? There is a playground and then some parking spaces. And hopefully nobody will try to kidnap me with this information. If one of you tries to kidnap me, I'm gonna be really mad. Just so you know. But alright, let's I'm gonna make a quick old building actually. What if I just copy that and do the same shenanigans on this floor and the floor underneath? Maybe we'll get something then. And it turned out sort of like so. Just a good old building. That's kind of what it looks like, but it has more floors. I don't know how many floors, but more than this. So what if I do like so? I need a bigger lot for this. Actually, when I think about it, I do kind of need a bigger lot. Hold on. Oh no, we're not gonna hold on. What if I just make some fake buildings around that? I mean, this looks awful, doesn't it? It really kind of does. What if I do something else? What if I just do this? No, that was even worse. That looks strange. No. Okay. Well, you know what? I think it's time for the house tour right now, because the main point of this video was the apartments, and my neighbor's apartment in particular. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a house tour right now. So it's my beautiful hallway within my apartment right now. It's so beautiful. Then we have my teeny tiny closet with my water heater. And where am I? There we go. And then we have my ghouly golly bathroom, which is lovely indeed, isn't it? Oh, and then if we skedaddle in here, we have my apartment. And what is happening down there? Nobody knows. It is going through the ceiling. Oh, gee. Okay. Well, my apartment, it looks so sad. Has my stuff, my kitchen, and that was it. That was my whole apartment. Also put up some teddy bears because I have 2 teddy bears. They don't look like that at all, but What you gonna do? Nothing. And then over to my neighbor's apartments we shall go. Bum, 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 bum. The wall is unpainted or no? There we go. But here is his beautiful entryway with his outhouse project on the side of the entryway, and his closet full on packed with stuff. His magical bathroom in every which corner. Oh la 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 la. Then if we step in here, we shall see his apartment. Well, we were always in his apartment, but the main room of his apartment. And isn't that a true beauty? What happened to my bed? There we go. His bed, his place, his area, his TV section with the table. Oh my gosh. This is just how I imagined it, people. He's just been put on this earth to annoy Nora. Truly and fully, he is. And yes, by the way, if you were wondering, I have not left the counter free because my neighbor does not deserve to have a counter free. All right? He doesn't deserve that. And me neither, apparently. But that's how it is. That's how it looks like, you know? Anyways. Oh my. Let's do fish eye. Fish eye. Whoa. Oh, I know. Also got a hole in this floor. I do believe he has that. He must have that. I mean, come on. And then also his balcony, which is also beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. What is happening with my camera? Anyways, beautiful, beautiful mess. My neighbor. And that was indeed the house tour, and now it is time for the outro. And this is the outro. Welcome, welcome. Bum, bum. If you for some reason want to download this build, you can. It is up on my gallery. My gallery ID is JustNoraGaming. It is probably not usable, but who cares? Anyways, if you also want to see more of me, you can. I have my second channel where I do stuff, and I also have my Twitch channel where I also do stuff, but live. And don't forget to like, subscribe, because it really does help me out. So thank you. But only if you want to. Only if you want to. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.